Hey guys, today we're going to change out the battery in my 1995 Pathfinder or D21 truck. They're basically the same thing minus the back. So first thing you need to do is find out what battery you need. This battery is actually an oversized battery. So if you're out doing camping, fishing, or you're out someplace where it's a little remote, you may consider going to an oversized battery. The actual battery size that it's supposed to be in here is a 24. I chose to put a 27S, and the difference is about this much right here. And the other difference is you have a lot more amperage in it, or you're supposed to. For instance, cranking amps on this one is 840. Cold cranking amps like winter, it's 675, and it has a reserve capacity of 160. So that's about as big as batteries you can get into it. Notice it overhangs a little bit down here, see? But it straps in just fine. Width-wise, it fits in. The only thing I had to do was there's a little plastic, milk-colored plastic tray that sits on the bottom. I had to pull that tray out. And that's it. And then this battery dropped right in. Height-wise, everything, it was good. It was a Duralast Gold 27S DLG. They still sell them, by the way, and I think they're, after a core charge and taxes, I think they're about 160 bucks, 150 bucks, something like that. So, well, taxes, it'll raise it up a little bit more. But it seemed to last about 3 to 4 years, somewhere in there. But it's time to replace it. We had an electrical issue, if you've seen the other video on that, and it's this little jumper down here was corroded, the black wire, so I had to rebuild this harness, and there's a video on how to do that, or coming up, there's going to be a video on that, let's put it that way, and it'll be quite long, but it'll show you how to solder, treat it, clean it, all that. So anyways, that's a separate issue. So anyways, the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to disconnect your battery. If you're running stock clamps on your Nissan, it'll be a 10 millimeter. So you get this up off of here like this, set this off back over here. This one, you're going to set it up over here. Now if you guys have never dealt with batteries before, let me tell you something here. Batteries have acid and they leak. They leak everywhere sometimes, right up in here. And if these are on tight, real tight, and you get corrosion up in here, you can actually dump any soda pop on it. Anything that's got carbonation in it. It can be root beer, it could be Coke, it could be Sprite, it can be whatever. It doesn't matter. You can clean it off and rinse it off real good. Take the posts off, clean the battery post with a battery post cleaner. And here's a battery post cleaner. They actually open up, you push down, twist it, and there's a brush inside. I'll show you that here in just a second here. Okay, here you go. I had to go get it. So it's just a little twist cap that twists on. This item right here, these little bumps. So we're inside. And the brush right here is for inside the battery clamps themselves. Up in here. That's what that's for. And when you put the lid on this, see if I can do it one-handed for you. No, I can't. But anyways, when you get the lid on, this part is actually for the battery post here. Like that, to clean it up. So, now that we've got our battery cleaner, post cleaner, we're going to go over our new one, and we're going to clean the post on that. And that is right here. And I actually chose the correct size for this one this time. There we go. So even when you get them new from the store, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and clean them up. Remember, they just sit on the shelf and get a little bit of oxidation on. So there we go. Now if you want, you can buy those little washer things that go on there. I try to keep mine clean, so I really don't use them that often. But if you want, you can get them. You also have what's called battery terminal grease. It's usually red. You see it on a lot of new cars and things like that. You can buy that. I'll probably put some on there later, but right now the video is more important, so we'll get that. Alright, so once you get your battery terminals loose, then what you got to do is you got to loosen the clamp that's on top. And there's a couple of different styles. For the D21, most Pathfinders, the 95 era, there's this little crossover bar here. And a lot of people are going away from that, and they're putting a little post down on the bottom where it's just like a little flat thing with a nut on it that holds the lip on the battery. Let's see, this one I don't think has one. No. Oh, wait a minute. All right, this little lip down here. See that little lip? There's little clamps that they have that just sit on there like that. It goes up in that lip and you bolt it down. So if you have one of those, you can do that. Now the nice part about this on the Nissan is they just made it so that you can loosen it up. And there's a little hook down inside. I don't think I can show it to you without a light. I have to go get one. When I get the battery out, I'll show it to you. So you can just hook it there. All right. And you can go ahead and loosen up the other side. When you're working with this, make sure you don't put any long wrenches across your battery. If these two arc, that wrench will glow red hot and possibly melt in two. If not, the battery can actually explode on you. So make sure you use a shorter wrench and don't put tools across it. Okay, now once you get that there, then you can go ahead and lift this up and turn it sideways. Make sure you don't short your battery terminals out, and get it out like that. And just set it someplace where it's not going to get lost. And you're going to need at least probably 2 hands to lift one of these batteries out. So let's, I'm going to go ahead and lift it out. Oh, the neighbor's getting a package. UPS guys here. So we're going to go ahead and get this battery out. I don't think I can do it one-handed. Yeah, I might be able to. Here we go. Oh, set that down. And those weigh about 45 pounds, 50 pounds. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean all this out a little bit and get it going. And I want to show you where the little hooky things are, right there. And the other one is right here underneath. So you can't really see it because there's no light down there. But anyways, that's where it sits. I guess some batteries have it here too, but that's where they're at. They're right there. And you can actually see like a little raised up area right here, and that's where that's at. Right here, about right there. So let's go ahead and let's get this cleaned up, and then we'll get the other battery installed. Alright, I got it cleaned up. It's not perfect. I guess if you wanted to, you could hit that with some sandpaper and throw some paint on it or something, or put the little plastic tray back in there. I can't find it, don't know where it is, so it's going to stay out. The other thing you need to remember is that, like I said, batteries have acid on them and they do leak. If you get it on your clothes, your pants, or your interior when you're in there handling things, as soon as it gets wet, that acid is going to eat it. So the next time you end up washing your shirt, you'll have a whole bunch of pinholes in it and things like that. So you want to make sure and stay clear and keep your hands clear of your clothes and your cloth interiors and stuff. All right, now that we got the battery out, let's go ahead and use the battery tool, and let's clean the inside of these terminals right here. Push it side to side and eventually clean up. I've already done it, so, but I thought I would show it to you. And then clean everything up as best you can. It's good enough there for me. You could throw some gasoline on it if you want and clean it off with a toothbrush or something, but it's not going to affect it. The oil actually won't do too much harm to it. If anything, it'll keep some of the water and moisture off it. So if you have dielectric grease, I don't know what I do with mine, you could put it on there after you put the battery terminal on, or you could use what's called battery terminal grease, or you could put the little washers. I talked about that. But I don't have any of those right now, so we're just going to go ahead and grab the battery and we're going to install it. And like I said, these are heavy. When you put it in, don't hit this. This is just plastic, so be careful. Set it in there. There we go. Now we can go ahead and put our battery strap down. Now when you have your battery strap, one side's going to be longer than the other. The longer side goes to the front of the car. So let's put this in here. Don't short out your battery terminals. And that little strap should go down between here. This one goes down, and that little eyelet I was telling you about, that goes between the eyelet, the little hole, and comes up. I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Got it. Oh, anyways, I'll show it to you the best I can. After I get it installed, I'll pull these wires back and I'll put a flashlight down there for you. Same thing on this side. There's actually a little hole down there. You might be able to see it now. There we go. Then you got a better lot. That's it right there. That's the hole it goes in. Let's see if we can't get this other one over here. Show you. I put the flashlight down there too. It's right there. Straight down from that. So that's where you want to be. So once you get that in, just go ahead and finger tight these until it doesn't wiggle. And then grab your wrench and then just give it about a half a turn until it doesn't wiggle. And that's all you really need. You don't need much more than that. That's just plastic. It's not like you want to, you know, break your plastic. So that would really suck. I've actually broken a battery before. Oh, that one's got a little bit more. About a half a turn after plastic, or after it quicks wiggling by hand. That's all you really need. There's probably a torque spec, but I don't know what it is. I could probably look it up. Here you go. Yeah, it's a little off center, so I'm gonna force it over there. There we go. Like a little bit more, maybe. Boy, this thing is just slippery. Some of these actually have like little rubber grommets underneath them, which is nice. Okay, now once you got that done, then you can go ahead and put your battery cable on. I usually put the positive one on first, as long as the negative one is not on. Get rid of the flashlight. There we go. So let's get this up on here. And just, now these don't need to be overly tightened either. Now's a good time to actually do an inspection and make sure that if you have stock ones, that they're not broken down here, ate away. If they are, then go ahead and replace them. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to have battery charging issues. And once you feel it to start have a little bit of force, usually that's enough right there. So, and if it doesn't wiggle by hand, then you're probably good. Then you can go ahead and put your other one on. If you have a car alarm, it's probably going to go off right now, scare the pants off you. When you put these on, put them all the way down as far as you can get them by wiggling them so that they bottom out. And like I said, it's also a good time to check these. These are the original ones from 1995. So as long as you keep your battery terminals clean, you're not going to have any real battery issues. So take care of your battery terminals and they will take care of you. And there we go. A little bit of force and then just a little bit past that and you're good. Doesn't wiggle, we're fine. All right, then put your cap back on as best as possible. This one doesn't want to go on too well, but oh well. All right, and so double check everything, make sure everything's clean, tight, and if it is, well, then you're pretty much done. Take the old battery back to wherever you got it. It's over there somewhere. Anyways, take it back and get your core charge back and your tax money back from that, and you're done. So I want to thank you for watching. Please, if you have any suggestions or good comments or thank yous for showing you how to do this, drop them in the comments below. And God bless y'all and keep none you out. Bye. Yeah, it started. I knew some of you guys would ask, so I threw it in there.